Welcome to the Blade Files. Alright guys, we're back with the second part of Keryn's interview because yours truly, as all cosplayers know, we all learn by our mistakes, but it seems I don't, so... We're back into it again, so we'll kick off where we finished, and I guess finish off that answer. What are your greatest inspirations cosplay-wise?
Well, I follow several cosplayers from overseas. Reika is my biggest one. She's a Japanese cosplayer, and she's the world's best cosplayer I've ever seen. She is absolutely amazing. Like, literally, you look at pictures, and it's like, that's a guy, right? That's really a guy, because if it's not a guy, I really want to date him anyway, so, you know. And she's just lovely, so I've been following her for ages. I'm also a huge fan of Cosplaying cosplay and Zen, who's Sasuke Avenged in Australia, and they cosplay Sebastian and Kojaku, who I am today, and a whole lot of other characters that I really love, so I follow them quite a lot, and they're always really friendly. I've talked to them quite a bit online, and you know, they'll always give their nice comment back, and you know, there's no sort of, you know, no real I'm a big cosplayer elitism thing going on there. They're just lovely. So yeah, I mean, there's people in New Zealand who I have huge respect for. Evichu, of course. Keely is amazing, and I mean the Mockingjay dress in Auckland Armageddon. I was one of the people who was just jumping to my feet crying because it was just I was like, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, and there's a few others that I follow, and you know, you just you know, in contact with them and you know, bounce ideas off and stuff like that. So yeah.
Do you find, like, with the superstar or the celebrity cosplayers, are quite, like, seeing as you've obviously talked to a few of the ones that you really like, do you find they're quite easy to talk to, or?
Most of them, yeah, you know, most of them are amazing, you know, most of them are really laid back and friendly. I've never tried talking to Reika, but I know that her English isn't very good, so, you know, I would love to meet her one day. I would just be like, oh my god, that would be amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing Kamu cosplay coming down to Geddon. That would be amazing. I'd love to meet her. I've also followed, you know, I follow Yaya Han and Jessica Negri and stuff like that. I'd love to meet them one day. I'd probably go really shy and fangirl too much, but, you know, it would be amazing. One of my friends actually did get to meet Reika. Actually, two of them got to meet Reika, and I'm so jealous of them. So, yeah, they got to meet some of my other favourite international. One of my friends, she lives in Thailand, and the other one is in Japan at the moment. And there's a whole heap of Thai cosplayers who are just, wow, amazing. Yeah, one of them just posted, oh, Bowsy and Hana just come over, and I'm like, oh, they were cosplaying my favourite. Why was I not there? It was just, I would have cried. But yeah.
It's a hard cosplay life.
Yeah, I'd love to meet them all, so yeah.
Well, maybe we'll meet them at Manukau Armageddon, seeing as we don't get our own anymore.
Yeah.
Just shameless Hamilton plug there. Anyway, within the cosplay community there's definitely a great sense of camaraderie, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
What are your favourite aspects of the cosplay community in general?
Oh, just that everybody's really super friendly. You know, if you got a problem. And if you generally, you know, if you post, hey, I have no idea how to do this, you know, generally people jump on and be like, hey, here's an idea, why don't you try this? And yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, making this costume in particular was such a pain in the butt. I mean, it's, yeah, this costume is crazy. It's on my crazy level. But like, I was having so much difficulty getting the bottom because it's all gradient, and I had to paint it in the end, which is a little bit of a pity because it makes it really stiff. but I was like trying to, I've tried so many things to do with it, like bleaching and colour remover, and I just posted and I was like, can anybody help, you know, and got heaps of responses, and the collar, oh my god, the collar, it was just such a nightmare. I started out doing it in the Eva, and then I went into Days one day and I was like, you guys have got no do, why not? I'll have a meter. Took it home and just made everything in like pretty much a couple of days, made the gauntlets, the shoes and the collar, and just it was so much better than the Eva that I was using it. It was working, but it wasn't working. It was slightly too stiff and I needed it to be more flexible.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, it's just being able to talk to, I mean, everybody's, you know, most of us are mates. I mean, there are a few, you know, there's always tensions and there's always some drama that's going on, and there's some people that don't talk to other people and stuff, but, you know, I think that we're mostly all grown up. Well, I say mostly all grown up. I do feel like I'm a grandparent sometime when I'm there. I was really happy when they created the Older Cosplayers New Zealand, because I was like, man, sometimes I go to these events and you say to somebody, so how old are you? And they're like, I'm 14, I'm 15. I'm like, oh, I'm so old right now. But most people, fortunately, I ask them, so how old do you think I am? They generally come back with the, you're in your early 20s, right? And I'm like, yes, I have aged well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I am, you know, you talk to a lot of people, and I'm you know, I'm nearly 33, and my cosplay just fell off.
Absolute youngin.
But, yeah, you know, there's quite a lot of young people. It's like, oh.
Yeah. I just go with the, I'm immortal, so. Yep.
Most of the cosplays that I do are generally, you know, young boys and demons, so, you know, I'm fine. It's supernatural. Yeah.
With you mentioning like Jessica Negri and all the cosplayers you like overseas, how do you think NZ stacks up against overseas in cosplay?
I think we've got a really vibrant, strong, and different cosplay community over here. I find that, you know, I talk to a lot of people overseas, and they're all going, you know, it's really hard to cosplay overseas, especially in America. I would probably find it quite difficult to cosplay overseas, because I'm not, you know, I'm not a skinny young little thing. And there's a lot of bullying that goes on. And
neither's Nana Bear.
Yeah, Nana Bear, oh, she's amazing. I've been following her for a while too.
Yeah.
She's fabulous. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I talked to one cosplayer in particular, you know, she's a black woman in America, and she's a fantastic cosplayer. Her costumes are amazing, but she gets so much hate.
Yeah.
Like, she literally gets, like, death threats and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty scary. I'm like, thank goodness I live in New Zealand and we're all mostly friendly over here. We're all friendly, so yeah.
Well, there was, I don't know whether you saw it or not, but that, I can't remember her name, but she's a cosplayer. She wanted to play Michonne from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The white chick did, you know, and everyone was going on about blackface, and I was like, really?
Yeah, I mean, it gets a little bit complicated, because one of my friends, she wants to cosplay a character that is darker skin tone than she is. And she's kind of a little bit scared that if she does, you know, put the bronzer on, whether people are going to be giving her, you know, I mean, she's wanting to be authentic to the cosplay.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's not wanting to be... She's usually really pasty, so you know, what typical white girl problems. So, but it's like, you know, I do consider. I mean, you know, you do have to be. Well, I can't really talk. I mean, I'm cosplaying a Japanese character right now.
You know,
I'm not Japanese. I'm doing it for the costumes. You know, most of my costumes are Japanese or Chinese and stuff like that. So, but I'd never, like, you know. You do your makeup to look more like a manga character than anything.
Yeah, like I'm fully like I don't think any cosplayer, is gonna do like just to give it a name, say blackface, in the aim of pissing someone off.
Yeah.
Like I don't think any cosplayer does a cosplay to piss someone off.
It's a disrespectful thing. I didn't consider that woman doing that was a disrespectful thing. I mean, I saw her and I was just like, oh, that's pretty impressive makeup.
Yeah.
There's some mad makeup skills right there, so, you know.
Mad respect, there's a huge amount of difference between bronzer and a big white pointy hood, so.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I thought those days were over, but it seems they aren't. Given Armageddon is the main event for cosplay, and once again, Hamilton doesn't have that anymore, to the powers that be, as well as the smaller events like Overload and maybe an event that Hamilton might have. I'm just going to plug this all the way through the interview. And like the picnics, obviously, and the photo shoots, which like you've organised as well.
Yep.
Is it your main reason for going to events like that, or do you like the panels and the special guests and things like that too? Or?
Well, I'll go see them if there's something that I'm really interested in. But you know, I love the Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
I love the seiyus and I love the mangaka. If they got Japanese people over here, I would be in like a shop. And I'm currently doing the Weibo test at the moment, and I know, yeah, I'm 90% Weibo. Sad but true. But, you know, I don't consider there's a problem there. I love the culture, I love the anime, I love the manga, you know, I love it enough to cosplay in it.
Yeah.
You know, and the costumes are beautiful, and I love it. And, yeah, I mean, I don't generally go to buy stuff at events, because usually, sadly, it's overpriced. I can get cheaper stuff on, like, Taobao and stuff, you know. I like to appreciate the artists who go there, the artwork and the stuff that they do. I mean, it's amazing. I prefer going to Overload for that, because Overload is set up for the artists, and it's great. I'd actually love to have a stand there myself if I could call better, but I can't. So, yeah. I'll just stick with my cosplaying skills. I think I can nail that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One that we missed out yesterday, obviously, amongst all these, is do you have any tips for attending a Geddon in cosplay? Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, with the kind of cosplays that you do are quite popular anime. Yeah. Like how to prep properly and lasting the whole day and photo etiquette and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, definitely for lasting the whole day, be prepared. Like with your makeup, you know, you need to be prepared. I generally use a primer for my makeup as well, just so that it'll stay on nicely, but you always need to take extras, like, you know, extra eyeliner, just in case. If you're wearing contact lenses, always take lens solution and a case, just in case, because, you know, they can get itchy, they can get irritating. If you're wearing them for the whole day, you know, just be careful, because you don't want to wreck your eyes, you know. Mm-hmm. If you've got a wig, you know, if it's a long wig, definitely take a brush. If you, you know, definitely take water. You've got to be hydrated. I generally take food as well. We generally take food, we store it in a car, and then, you know, we go across the road and have a picnic, you know, outside of con, you know. Just, you need to get away from con for eating and stuff, you know. You don't want to be snapped while you're eating your food, because, I mean, that's just so unattractive.
And they do it. They do that.
They do. Even when there's signs saying you cannot snap, you know, they still do it. They will still do it. And I don't really understand what the attraction is there, but it's just like, really? It's
says
like,
the fangirl, Sebastian turned up there and said, she'd take his photo.
Oh no, I would probably, yeah. I would be the one who would be like, I don't take photos myself, I never take a camera to con. I take very little to con, actually. I take very little. I usually will have my EPOS card, keys, and water bottle, and that's pretty much it, you know. I generally, if I've taken a car, then I'll leave all my other stuff out in the car, you know. Or if they've got cosplay room, then I'll just check it there. I generally, if they've got a cosplay room, then I'll check in my makeup, drink bottle, lunch stuff, and, you know, just take it out of con, because it's kind of, if you are taking food to con, do not eat it in con, because, you know, they tend to get a little bit touchy with that, but, you know, that's understandable, because, you know, they're supposed to make money, selling food and stuff, so, you know, just take it outside best, because you're not wanting to eat at con anyway, screw that.
Well, you'll get caught and give us a bad name.
You will get photos taken of you while you're eating, and that's just so attractive. Yeah, I've had photos taken while I was eating, and it was like, whoa, no.
Strange photographers. Along that line, have you got any tips for anyone that's sort of looking at getting into cosplay?
If you're looking to get into cosplay, my best tip is to find, you know, you've got to find a character or a series that you absolutely love. Don't go asking around and say, oh, what should I cosplay? Anybody want to tell me what I should cosplay? You know, what do I look like, or something like that? No, the whole idea is that you really invent yourself and turn yourself into this character, and you've got to love the character. You've got to love the series, because you're not going to put the work into it. I mean, honestly, you are not going to put the work into it. I have costumes that I have put the work into it, and I mean, I kind of like the character, but the costumes, I never wore them, because I was just like, yeah, I don't love this character. I don't absolutely, you know, absolutely adore the character. I mean, if somebody just comes up to you and says, hey, you should cosplay Kojaku, I'd probably say no anyway, because this costume is absolutely ridiculous. If you're making this costume, I mean, I was looking online, I was having a look to see if there were any tutorials that could help me out with making this costume. There were none. That's because nobody makes this costume. Because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy. It's just the sum of all the different parts, and then there's the hand painting, and just, yeah, they don't make this costume. Why make it when you can buy it, you know? And the ball costumes look amazing, so go for it. So, yeah, but you need to love the character. You need to have the connection to the character, because otherwise, I mean, you're going to be spending, 8 hours at a really busy, crazy con, and you're not going to be enjoying yourself much, you know. You need to have fun while you're doing it. I mean, that's the whole thing. There's the hard work, and then there's the fun. There's the having fun with it.
Well, just in case you didn't watch the first episode, if you want to get a lot of photos and be popular, go as Blake Butler. Something like that. You might get 3 meters every photo.
Pretty much. At the first Auckland Armageddon that I went to, yeah, that was us. We just, yeah, we couldn't go to the toilet. It was, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Yeah.
What was the first Geddon you went to, as well as your favourite Geddon to date?
My first Geddon was the first Hamilton Armageddon that they ever had. And, yeah, I went in my half-assed death costume. That was so half-assed. Looking at it now, I'm just like, whoa, that was so bad. I'm so glad that there's no photos lurking out there anywhere. I'm just like, oh, thank gosh for that. Although I bet you somebody probably has got a photo of me and is like, oh, I'm going to find that photo, I'm going to post it. Please don't. It's bad. But, yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. And I have to admit, I mean, Auckland is amazing, but I kind of preferred, yeah, I prefer the smaller cons, to be honest. I think that they're easier to move around in. When you're in a costume, you don't want to have something that's really difficult to move around in.
Yeah.
I mean, at Auckland Armageddon, I've known people to have had props completely smashed. You know, absolutely pummeled and stuff that people have worked on for months, just smashed by just the sheer numbers of people, and people just don't know where they're going. Last year, I mean, this costume is kind of bad because my vision's kind of impaired, but I can see a little bit. Last year I was wearing a costume where I had a mask on this entire side of my face. I couldn't see anything on that side. And people were just thumping into me, and then just giving me this death glare. And I'm like, I can't actually see you. I'm very sorry that you walked into me, but I can't actually see you. So, yeah, and I mentioned that I was talking to one of my friends about it, and one of those zombie guys heard me. I was saying to you, I can't see out of this eye. It's really difficult for me because my depth perception is kind of off. And this guy decided that he was going to come up, tap me on the shoulder, like quite hard too. I actually had a bruise on my arm, and then he screamed in my ear, and I was like, dude, what? Because I also, I mean, I've got an anxiety disorder and stuff like that, Cosplaying helps me with my anxieties and stuff like that. But I was like, oh man, I'm so out right now, this is just not cool. So that was not very pleasant to have that at Auckland Armageddon. I'm hoping that they kind of take the zombies away, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I know that quite a few people had issues with the zombies, so yeah, or control them, keep them in a certain area where people, if they want to be attacked by zombies, they can be attacked by zombies,
Well, there is a place for zombies, it's called spookers. Isn't it, Adam? Adam knows because he creates them. Yeah, I mean, I know makeup is definitely a part of Armageddon, and it should be, because it's fully that sort of thing, but zombies aren't cosplay as far as I'm concerned.
I still consider them cosplay, because there's a lot of work in them. But, I'm just, I mean, those people were getting paid there. They were getting paid to promote the Panic Room, and I thought they were doing it by being dicks. And if it was me and they were like, oh, come to this panic room, because I think the guy said afterwards, come to the panic room afterwards, I'm just like, no. no, you just ruined that sale right there, if you hadn't have, scared the crap out of me, I possibly would have considered it, But I saw him coming, I did actually see him coming to me, so he didn't scare me so much. But it was just having the loud noise.
Yeah.
Was not pleasant. Yeah.
Well, on line with that, best and worst experiences.
Completely gone off track there. The best and worst experiences. That was up there with the worst ones. I've had a few pretty interesting experiences at some cons. At one event, it was the first year that I shot my chainsaw, and I showed this little kid my chainsaw, and it's got a secret compartment. You can unscrew it and take part out, and I made it like that so that I could store my keys and stuff like that in it. Which I didn't actually do, but still, it was something that I could have done if I had wanted to. But I said to him, oh, it's got a secret compartment, do you want to see it? And he said, yeah. So I opened it up for him, and I showed it to him, and he was there with his parents, and that was all fine. And then I put it back in, and it was, I was just squeezing it in, and all of a sudden he started punching him. punching it to get it in. And I was like, could you please stop? And he was just punching it and punching it and punching it. His parents were just standing there, just. I was like, could you please control your child? Please. And somebody else came up and was trying to help too. And eventually, I just lifted the chainsaw up and was like, I'm going now. Could you please just, yeah. It's only made of cardboard, you know.
Control your
Didn't need that sort of thing going on. The best experiences. My favourite one was it was that same year actually. I was Growl. I was walking around with a chainsaw, and this little this little Asian lady came up, and she was just like, "Oh my God, you're Growl! I've got to take a photo with you." And I was like, "Oh, do you want to have a photo with me? You know, instead of taking a photo of me, you want a photo with me. You want to get somebody to take a photo." And the guy she approached to ask to take our photo was Karl Urban from Lord of the Rings and Star Trek, who just happened to be lurking around in the crowd with his kids. And he completely misunderstood. He thought that she wanted a photo with him. I don't think she knew him from a bar of soap, sadly. She wanted a picture with me, and so he was there going, "Oh no, I'm not having any photos done today. I'm just here with my kids," and I was there at the back going, "Oh my God, you're Karl Urban," and he's like, "Yes, I am," and he shook my hand, and I was like, "Oh, I'm fangirling right now," and the little old lady was like, "Who am I gonna get to take this photo?"
You, celebrity, hold camera, take photo, now.
Yeah, I think that I can't actually fully remember what happened afterwards, but I'm pretty sure that that she got a photo with me anyway. And yeah, and I went home and it was like, Karl Urban was at Hamilton Armageddon, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're lying," and I'm
yeah,
like,
I saw him.
And then they put a post up saying Karl Urban was in it, and I was like, "I shook his hand." So yeah, that was one of my best experiences. The other one was at Auckland Armageddon with my Black Butler group. It was absolutely crazy. Like literally, we were not prepared at all for, you know, being able to take 5 steps and just being absolutely bombarded with photographers. But we kind of made it worse. On the Sunday night, the Sebastian that we had, she was a violinist, and she learnt Sebastian's awesome, he could do anything, so he plays the violin. And my headphones just fell out. Fortunately, that's the first time that's ever happened. So she memorised one of the tracks that he plays, and we all sat on the steps outside of Hamilton, outside of Auckland Armageddon. We had pretty much all of the cast. We had me as Growl, we had an Undertaker, we had a Sebastian, we had Ciel, we had nearly everybody, and we were just standing on these steps. And she was playing that, and there was just a wall of photographers. It was absolutely crazy. I've never actually seen, you know, it was intense. It was, yeah,
cool.
It was awesome. Best experience ever. Yeah.
Are there any cosplay projects that you have in mind for the future, but you think maybe your skill set's not there, or your experience is not where you need it to be, or?
See, I look at costumes and I go, wow, that's a challenge. Let's try it! Because I'm crazy. So, on my cosplay list, I have, I've got hundreds of cosplayers on my list. One of them has a huge, massive, double-headed scythe that's entirely made of blood. And is just Trinity Blood. So Trinity Blood, as soon as you say, "I'm cosplaying for Trinity Blood," everybody, "You're crazy!" Yep. And I've got a whole lot of Chinese ones that I'm doing, a medieval one that I'm doing. yeah, I just look at them and go, that's a challenge. Right, I guess I'm doing that one then.
Worst thing to do hand sewing, that's me.
Yeah, I'm going to hand sew an entire kimono and gradient hand paint it and then hand paint all the rest and do the costume that nobody else wants to do because everybody's like, oh, that's horrible. Let's not do that one. No, I'm there like going, yeah, that looks like fun, let's try it.
That picture right there is in the dictionary under insane cosplay.
Yeah, I like to keep my cosplays on the insane level, so yeah.
Well, that completes Keryn McNamara's interview on The Cutting Edge. Thank you very much, Keryn.
Awesome, thank you.
Be on the lookout for her next
crazy costume.
Cool. Hey guys, it's your boy Ice with Cosplay. I just wanted to add, there's maybe a little bit of a remark by me in the video about zombies not being cosplayers. I thought I'd explain that a little bit just in case I pissed anyone off. Really all I meant was, I mean, there's makeup artists, like special effects makeup artists, and there's cosplayers. And I mean, one that I know definitely likes to know that there's a line between the two, and he's a makeup artist first before he's a cosplayer. I mean, I know the two are relative and they definitely have a lot of uses between each other, but all I meant was they're two different things, and I didn't sort of want to lump them into the same category just in case I pissed off any makeup artists by saying, you know, they're the same thing, because they're not. But like I said, they're relative to each other, so that's all there is for that. Like I said, I hope I didn't piss off any makeup artists. I certainly didn't mean to, so that's it.